Alien Isolation was the first VR mod I ever played when I got into PCVR. The original Mother VR mod first appeared back in 2017, developed by Nebre, and he was last seen posting a clip of a full 6th Halo Reach mod, and then he disappeared because he was eventually hired by 343 Industries to work on the Halo franchise, specifically to improve the PC version of Halo the Master Chief Collection. But this also sparked rumours that Microsoft might be making a true Halo VR game. Now, this all happened a long time ago, with the original Mother VR mod last being updated in 2020. The original mod was focused on a seated VR experience using a gamepad, and for what it was at the time, it was absolutely mind-blowing. But last year, a modder called JayP took the Mother VR mod and updated it, adding true 6th controls, which was a real game changer, and it is still one of the best and easiest VR mods to install, being a simple drag and drop process. What I only found out today was, though, he has continued to update this mod, with the most recent version being 5.3, and there has been a ton of changes, such as better performance, support for Windows 11, some better VR engine settings so you can actually upscale the image, better reflections, improved smoke and fog effects, 4K shadows, and the list goes on. So today I've been replaying this amazing game that IGN criminally gave a score of 5.9 and put the latest version of the mod to the test, because yesterday SEGA dropped a teaser of a potential Alien Isolation sequel now being in the works. Plus, Alien Isolation is currently on sale on Steam with 80% off. And don't get me wrong, as native VR games go, it's still got some issues, but I personally feel for an 8 to 10 hour experience, which is pretty dynamic due to the single alien you face throughout the game, which has a sophisticated 2-brain AI system, which was designed to keep players in a constant state of tension because there's no predictable scripts for what she is about to do. And this easily makes Alien Isolation one of those games you want to play at least 2 or 3 times because it's so unpredictable. The music is fantastic and the graphics are stunning in a VR headset with incredible lighting, and why I personally feel this is the best Alien game ever made is due to you, the player, genuinely feeling like you are the prey, versus every other Alien game which feels more like an action game. And don't get me wrong, I actually enjoy all of the Alien games, especially Survios's most recent outing with Rogue Incursion, but no other Alien game captures the first 2 films like Isolation. But speaking of action, Isolation still has a fair bit of action, but it's spread out into sections, so you get that brief moment of relief, only to then find out you've got yet another objective to complete, and it puts you back into the nightmare. Your in-game arsenal of weapons grows slowly, and it is well timed, and aside from the items you collect to make various equipment, ammo is actually pretty scarce, so you're always playing this game with stealth in mind. The controls, though, outside of simply shooting, are not the best, but I do want to point out that this game does have head-based movement tracking, which is something I personally really enjoy in native VR games. But as negatives go, you constantly see on-screen prompts stating buttons that you have to press that don't match your VR controls, and at first it is confusing, and even when you do learn exactly what to press, it never feels great. Then there's times you get black screens due to your head not being in exactly the right place for some uncontrollable sequences, which has always been an issue when playing Alien Isolation in VR, but it's far better than it's ever been before. Recentering can still feel off sometimes, and your hands can get stuck awkwardly until you press the right trigger, which makes you swing your hammer, and this resets your hands. But this also then leaves the hammer hanging in mid-air, which is quite a strange glitch to see. And then finally, we have some frame rate performance issues which can drop any moment and for no reason. But all of this can be fixed by opening the in-game map or options, and once you return to the game, it's silky smooth all over again. Over my 4 to 5 hours of playing today, this happened about 8 times, and usually something like this would actually annoy me, but due to this being a mod and this being one of the best horror VR survival games I've ever played, I can accept all of it, because when the alien comes for you and you hear her running around as the music rises, the tension I feel in this game is pretty unparalleled. I always find myself gritting my teeth at most of the death animations. So yeah, today's video is just a reminder that work is still going on for the Alien Isolation mod, and with the game being so cheap, if there's anyone watching this who hasn't played it in VR or hasn't done so recently, get in here because it's absolutely incredible. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.